Let's talk about how to develop industrial economy by leveraging domestic market by pursuing import substitution strategy, particularly within the context of developing countries. With the progression of robotics and automation, value addition out of labor in industrial economy is continuously shrinking and will keep shrinking in coming years and decades. The vital value addition strategy is about intellectual assets, intellectual properties, often patentable ideas. Developing countries now need to focus on this vital issue. Domestic market could be a good starting wage. An import substitution strategy could be very helpful, but it should be as a vehicle to open the path of adding value in industrial products through ideas, intellectual assets, through patents. In order to do that, they need to look into those industrial products which are amenable to growth through the progression of the underlying technology core with the support of intellectual assets. To leverage this opportunity, they shouldn't get into very matured products where technology has reached to saturation. Hardly there is any room to improve them further, to support the redesign of those products in making successive versions better and cheaper. They look into those products which are based on emerging technology core. And they need to take proper license, proper permission to redesign those products. They should stop infringing intellectual properties. And then they need to invest in their research capacity so that they start producing intellectual assets to support the redesign of those products. And they need to accelerate it in a way so that they succeed to overcome the competition force which often emerge from developed countries. And there is to a situation where they would be able to offer better quality product at lower cost by leveraging their intellectual assets, even outperforming their foreign competitors. Then upon serving the local market, they should get into the foreign market. And in the foreign market, their products are competitive because of their intellectual assets. It is not because of their low-cost labor only. It is not because they got cash incentives or other incentives to make profit in the international market. And in order to do that, they need to bring a change into their policy framework, into their cultural framework, so that import substitution is not a strategy of just capitalizing the local market for making a few people rich. Rather, it is a strategy of opening the window of adding value to industrial products, to intellectual assets, and reaching to a situation when these products or these countries would be able to produce those products which would be of far higher quality and at lower cost than the global providers. And that is a strategy China has been trying to implement. That is a strategy what Japan pursued very strongly and succeeded. That is a strategy what Sony pursued and succeeded. That is a strategy what now South Korea has been trying and made some success. For developing countries with the aspiration of keep growing, they should look into this option very carefully. And it would be very difficult for them. It would be very challenging for them, but they need to prepare to overcome this challenge in order to grow path of creating industrial economy out of intellectual assets, properties to be globally competitive, as opposed to just capitalizing the local market to make few people rich at the cost of the whole society.